Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues. God, I have nowhere to sit, so this is terrible.
No, it's nice.
Okay.
It's a nice change of view.
Okay. Well, that room is just all white now. Doesn't have any of the,
Yeah.
everything.
The fun stuff.
Not fun. Nothing's fun right now.
What's going on? Tell us. Just start with your low light, because your low light is the moving, right? It's getting overwhelming.
It is getting overwhelming, and I don't know why I thought,
Oh, it's not going to be a big deal.
Right. I thought it wasn't going to be a big deal.
I know. That's usually, I think that's always the approach to have with moving. Like, I think you do have to go at it with like the sense of like, this place isn't that big. It's not going to be a big deal. And then it's like, actually, this is a fucking nightmare.
It's a nightmare. The problem is not the moving, it's the work that doesn't stop
while you're moving.
That's the problem. Yeah. I needed the work to stop. And it doesn't.
Do you think that maybe you can just
move
your
No, the work, I can't stop doing the work.
You don't even know what I was gonna say.
It doesn't matter, whatever it is, I can't stop. Everything's an emergency. Everything is putting out a fire. Everything.
I was gonna say, for the YouTube people, can you move your mic a little bit so we can see your face?
Oh, well, I need to put one thing higher. I'm sitting on an ottoman. Can I just put it here?
Yes, it's a good mic, so it works.
Okay.
Wow, what a time. So, moving, low light, but highlight because you're moving, right? Are you still excited?
I don't know. I think. I don't know. I'm just, honestly, I'm just annoyed, and I'm gonna just take it I'm just gonna see how it goes.
Okay.
I'm also not gonna put pressure on myself to insist that it's gonna be perfect and I'm gonna love it. Maybe I don't.
Right.
There's a possibility.
That's true. Totally.
I think back when my sorry ass here in Miami, going I was wrong. It's possible.
I know. I mean, this really is the first time that you're moving away from home. And I
didn't even go away to law school. I did everything here.
That's crazy.
Like a good Cuban girl, because anywhere you went, they were going to rape you or murder you. Remember? Rita saying that?
So, no, I don't. She wasn't my mom.
She would say it to me. She was like, you're going to let Kathy go away to law school. You just want them to get murdered. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, actually, that's the dream.
I'm looking forward to them getting murdered. You got me, lady. You got me.
Fingers crossed they get murdered.
I put one over on you.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm very hopeful. I went on Tuesday. I flew over there. So what a lot of people don't know is that the housing market in Charlotte is crazy, like very hard. And so the house that I wanted, and again, it's not like your own house, but it's very nice. It's big. It's close to Gotti. And so by the time I saw it, there were 15 applications already.
Right.
So, Gotti had to go and see it and then tell me if I would like it. And then I said, okay, let's do it. And I signed the contract, gave the deposit, did everything, without
saying it. So you flew this week to see it
and at some point I just thought, control freak, like type A, Scorpio, you name it. Everything about me points to this is a bad move. You need to go see it. So I went up and back on the same day again, because work. And I flew over there. I met with them. I went, and the house is it's really nice. Like, it's really nice.
And you're happy?
I'm as happy as I can be. I talked to me in, 2 weeks or 3
Yeah, you have to be there. You have to really feel into it.
My concern right now is I just want to get there, and there is so much. It's unpacking that's going to be a disaster, because I plan to do my packing really organized, but it's not. So unpacking is going to be terrible.
Can I give you advice?
Is this about this thing again here, my mic or something?
No, it's advice on what we're talking about. Your mic, by the way, is great. So happy about that mic. I haven't had to say one thing since you got it.
Okay, good.
I think that whenever like Gotti moved to Gainesville to go to law school, when I moved to LA, when we have made big moves, you have always come in and been such an incredible help. We like go and we do everything in a day. Like you,
Yes, and I leave your place feeling like home because I mean you're away from me, but like who the hell's gonna do that for me?
no, I
Nobody.
know. Hold on. So all that to say, I think like there is this like this thing in you that's like, it needs to feel like home right now.
Oh no,
And
no, no.
my advice to you is to do
Yeah,
everything with ease, with
right.
space,
That
with
is
time. Nothing needs to be rushed. In fact, if you do rush it, then it's going to be done and you're going to be like, wait, I hate that thing that I put there. And then you're going
no,
to
no, no.
it ends up being more work in the long run. You know what I mean?
Without question. No, I've already thought about this. My big thing is I want to get there and set up my office. If my office is set up and everything is working, I'm fine. Everything else, I
I
can
would
do little
say
by little.
set up your
Right there.
office and make sure that your bedroom feels like a sanctuary. So whenever
Right.
you're cleaning and doing things and organizing, you always have a place of solace to be like, okay, when I lay my head down at night, this room feels not chaotic, you
Right.
know? Like I
Which I'm
think
not gonna have a bed right away, but there are extra guest rooms and they have really nice new beds that they haven't even hardly used with great mattresses.
whatever place that you feel like
I'm
you can
telling you,
find
I
solace.
my goal is just the office and then I'll do everything else little by little.
Great. Wait, you know what I thought about just like an hour ago? What day are you moving? Like officially, what day are you leaving?
Sunday.
What day is that? May
No, June
31st?
2nd, June 2nd.
Oh, okay. I thought it was May 31st because I am coming up on my 10-year anniversary of living in Los Angeles and I moved away from home on May 31st.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
I
how
would have left on
crazy.
May 31st, except one of my very good friends' birthdays is having a birthday party on
Oh,
June
okay.
1st, and it's his 50th, and I don't want to miss it. And so
Right. Well, I was just like, how crazy the parallels of our
the
lives.
parallels.
Um, okay, let me get into my highs and lows, then we can talk celeb news because there's some stuff to talk about, I'll say. My low is just remember last week when I was like, wow, being a single parent, so easy. I can't even believe how easy it is. Joke's on me.
Really? Because I have never seen anybody enjoy being a mom more than you.
Yeah, but it doesn't
You
mean that
have
it's not
so much,
hard.
oh my God, you have so much fun with that kid.
We do have a lot of fun together, but then there are moments where she's a terror
Well, she's a
sometimes.
terror. She's
And
a
she
terror.
doesn't, and like again, this thing is happening where she is not sleeping. 2 nights ago, between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., I am not exaggerating when I say this. 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., she was in her crib as if it was 12 p.m. Like, like going like that and be like, ah, mama. And I was like, you need to go to bed. And like
But
she
did
does.
you go in?
Yes, I go in and I sit in the chair with her and not with her because if I put her on my lap, she'll get up and be so excited. So I'm like, she does this thing where she thinks it's a game where I'll like go up to her because the sound machine is on. So it's a little loud in there. And I go, we need to go to bed. And she goes, okay. And then she puts her head on the like mattress and pretends she's asleep for like 10 seconds and then gets back up. And I'm like,
And then
Lola,
she says, "Okay," when you say
she
that?
says, okay. And then I go, Lola, go to bed. And she does it again. She thinks it's a game. And I'm like, bitch, this isn't a game. I'm going to freak out on you if you don't go to bed. I obviously don't. But I also have, and call me a bad parent, whatever you want to say for this, but whatever. I have a rule where Lola does not sleep in the bed with us. She doesn't. She does with her grandparents, but like,
Well, you those grandparents are doing whatever the hell they want, and I just
but
want you to know that
but
if I
that's what
tried any of that shit, you would not let it slide
no,
with me.
no, that's not true because I think I have a really healthy relationship with grandparents because of my relationship with Tita and Abu, where you would drop us off on the weekends and like it was a free for all. And I
Yeah.
think that's how grandparents should be. They are supposed to be the ones where like you actually can get away with everything. And I think that's a healthy part of childhood,
Oh,
you
good.
know?
Okay.
So she sleeps in the bed with them. That's totally fine. But she knows like it's not even an option for her. It's never even a thing. But the other night when she was up between 1 and 4 a.m., eventually by like 4:15, she started winding down. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk out of the room. And the second I walked out of the room, she started crying. I went back in there, put my hand on her back. for 5 minutes, walked back out when she was asleep, started crying. And I was like, fuck this. I have to sleep. Like, I'm so tired. I pick her up, I put her in bed with me, and she falls fast asleep. It's the cutest thing in the entire
The
world.
cutest thing. Oh
I
my
was
god.
like, wait, this is incredible. Like, new level unlocked of cuteness. I took photos. Look at her.
Uh,
Can you imagine? It was so sweet. Anyways, broke my own rule. And then last night again, she slept in my bed because she was like crying. I didn't even like give her 2 minutes to be like, get in bed with me, girl.
oh boy, it's good.
We're going to bed.
Wow, that's gonna be fun.
I know, but it's
I
gonna
can't
be
wait till she comes here.
I know. Well, that's the other thing. When we go to Miami, she's not gonna sleep in that pack and play at all.
I'm not even getting it.
Do not even get it out. She will sleep in bed.
Yeah.
So that's what's gonna happen. Whatever. All that to say, single parent life is difficult. There's no help in moments at night. I have a lot of support from friends who come over. So that witching hour is not hard. I have Jolene's parents who come and take her. Like tomorrow night, I have the night off. All that stuff is great. It's just those in between moments from the hours
You've
of
got nights off like last Friday, tomorrow, or on Saturday. Like, are you dating?
every weekend, I get a night off.
Are you dating?
Myself, I'm dating myself.
I don't know. That's
Do
not
you
what
know
I
what I'm doing tomorrow
what.
night when I drop her off? I'm going to go to a movie and I'm going to go watch Challengers by myself. And I'm going to a dine-in theater so that I can get endless amounts of alcohol. I'm going to drink
Really?
wine while I'm watching. Yes, I've been wanting to watch this movie so bad, and
So why
every
don't you
single one
go
of my
with a friend?
because all of my friends have seen the fucking movie. I was like, I texted Jackie. I was like, please don't see the movie without me. And then she told me the other day, she's like, I had to watch it. What do you like? It's been a month. What are you doing?
Right. Right.
Whatever. I can't wait. It's going to be great. I did have a reservation for Hillstone at 7:30 for 4 people that I made a month ago because I can never get a reservation at Hillstone at a decent time. So I was like, let me make it and I'll get friends together, my girlfriends together. I texted everybody. I'm like, are you guys available tomorrow night? They're like, no, bitch.
Call
Yeah.
Patrick and Paul.
No, thanks.
They're fun.
No, they're so nice. I'm okay though. Then my high, which I told you and Gotti this, but it's worth saying. On on Monday night, I had a very it was the night that I was like, oh, this is really hard. Like hilarious that I thought being a single parent was easy. Monday night was really, really hard. And I put Lola down and got on FaceTime with Jolene and just like had a breakdown. It
And
was,
cried.
yeah, it was just like I kind of needed talking off the ledge of like, I don't know if I can do this the whole time. Like this has just been it's been less than 1 week and I am already having a hard time and whatever. It was just really difficult. I felt like a shitty mom. I kind of like lost my patience with her. So the high is that I had a bad day or bad night on Monday and on Tuesday I have no childcare. So in the morning I was doing work and then was like, let me go take Lola to Santa Monica College, which has like this really beautiful, like green, patchy grass that she likes to run around in, whatever. And so I took her and whatever, we were just like having a great time. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted it. It was the Marilyn is shaking in her grave video where she was just like running and her dress was up. It was very cute, very funny. We were having the best time. Some girl comes up to me and was like, I just want you to know that I see you here a lot with your husband and your daughter. And I had a really abusive dad growing up, and my mom wasn't around. And seeing you guys as a family is really healing for me. And I was like,
Isn't that nice?
well, thank you for saying, I was like, that's so nice. And I was also like, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but thank you for sharing that. That made me feel really good. She's like, I just had to let you know. I was like, thank you. 5 minutes later, a ladybug lands on my hand, which if you listen to this podcast, you know ladybugs is my sign for my spirit guides. And I was like, well, that's freaking special. And then maybe 10, 15 minutes later, these two girls come up to me with a bouquet of flowers.
How old were these girls?
They were in college. They were probably like 20, like early 20s. They were young. They knew that this was gonna turn my day around. Like they knew what they were doing. And they gave me flowers and they're like, we just saw you with your daughter and you like you just have such a beautiful family and we just thought that you deserve these flowers. I was like, am I on camera right now. Like,
Yeah,
what is
exactly.
happening right
That's
now?
crazy. I've never seen anybody to be that nice, especially in Los Angeles. So
All of
there
it
you go.
happened in a span of like 20-ish minutes. And I was like, this is so weird. But it just was such like a special thing. And it made me feel so good after having had like such a shitty night. Anyways, that's my high.
That's your high.
How could that not be anybody's high? It was
I know that's so
really,
nice. That's really nice.
really, people are,
You know what? People should do that for no reason. Like what they got nothing out of it except to make somebody feel good, and that's nice.
that's the lesson, guys.
That's the lesson, guys.
You got to just do things to make other people feel good.
And then other people will feel good. Then you'll want to make other people feel good, and then it's just a vicious circle of feeling good.
People feeling good. Can I tell you? So we had, funny enough, after talking about this, um, when you were like, I'm not talking about J-Lo anymore because did you see that people freaked out on our
Yeah.
whatever? We had an episode last week where we talked about the Met Gala and we talked about people's looks. We weren't so inspired by anybody's stuff.
Oh my
Okay.
God, people just like they attack you. They're like, you're basic and your hair
Oh
is
my
basic and
God.
you're this.
I like,
And it's
but
like,
I guess it's also what we put out is what we receive. Like, because we said that it was the same shit, different day. It was kind of like a basic J-Lo
Eva,
look. It wasn't
but
even
it
that big of a
doesn't
deal.
matter. It's like already, first of all, you don't realize how much some of this is your fault.
Oh,
Because yes, because what happens is that you're like, I don't want to be saying shit about women and negative shit about women, and I don't want to be
I
that person.
don't.
But no, but now you're giving people this information, and they're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're putting women down. Yes, Beba, the
What, I'm
stupid
giving
people.
them ideas of what we're doing.
Yes, exactly.
But
Oh,
we are.
absolutely. I've already had people say that I'm moving because
I know you already said this.
yeah, exactly. So people will say all that stuff, and the truth is that everyone, we're open for criticism and ridicule. Bring it on. It happens all the time, and everybody else too. This is an entertainment kind of thing. We are not here teaching a college lesson. We're not here teaching people how to follow the golden rule. Some days we're very golden rule-ish. Other days we're like fuck everybody, and that's okay. I don't really care. Like today, I didn't have time for anything, and I was so triggered by seeing these
I know.
women in Congress screaming at each other about lashes, about oh honey baby or oh baby girl or whatever. And it's like, I'm offended by all women. Like right now, it's like you wanted a seat at the table and then you want to flip the table. Like, what's it going to be? You know? So I reserve the right to say whatever I want about women, about how they dress, about whatever. And if you don't like it, then I don't know, cancel me. I don't care. Because the things
Okay,
that I'm
great.
saying are based, first of all, look, I told you, remember when I told you that J-Lo and Ben Affleck were going to get divorced, that they'd be divorced within 3 years, and you're like, you're crazy. You just have to,
I know. There's rumors now that they're
there's not
maybe
rumors. They
headed for
haven't been
divorce.
together in like 3 months
But
already.
we don't know.
He hates her.
I don't
Guys,
believe
I
it.
think Ben Affleck hates J-Lo, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going
Perdat
to tell
Media is gonna clip this out, and then truly, this is gonna be then whatever.
I don't care. I don't care
I
because
do.
they
I actually do. How
oh, I
about
don't
that?
because
I
they
do.
take things in piecemeal and to take the time to read the whole thing, to listen to the whole thing
Well,
or
no
listen to
one's
what I'm
gonna
trying to
do
say.
that. No one's gonna do that.
Okay, I
People don't do
don't.
that. You don't do that.
Yeah, I do. When I listen to the whole thing. I'm not going to take something out of context. That's just not how I work. That's only something stupid people do.
Uh,
You
uh,
like for
Spoiler
example,
alert, a lot of stupid people.
by the way, I posted that thing today about the women in Congress. First thing said, this is not a political statement. All the people that love Marjorie Taylor Greene were attacking me. I'm like, this is not about that. I'm offended by all of them.
I know, I know.
It's
I
like,
know, I know, I know, I
Eva,
know,
you
I know.
can't put yourself in a public forum like this if you're going to be concerned about what everybody says.
Trust
I
me, I
don't.
know. It's something that I've been looking at, to be honest with you, because I don't know if then this is something that I want to do because
Right.
it makes me feel bad.
And if it makes you feel bad, it
And
makes you like,
I don't want to be contributing negatively to, I don't know, the like bullshit. And it's also like, this podcast is beyond like the celeb news and Bravo stuff. I think
right.
that the reason why it's like special is because of our dynamic. It's because of our relationship. It's because of the shit that we decide to talk about that most mother daughters don't talk about. And I think sometimes when things are clipped out from our podcast to promote it, and I think that's a part of the business of having a podcast, you have to like share it and make sure people know about it. So you're putting shit out as clickbait. That's the part where I go, I hate that. I hate that our JLo stuff was clipped out.
For you to say the only thing we said about J-Lo, and I'll say it again. J-Lo is a beautiful woman. She's in incredible shape. She's very talented. All those things. We're talking about her Met Gala look. Did
Yeah.
she look stunning?
Yes.
Absolutely. She was stunning. She's always stunning. She's almost never not stunning.
I
The
know.
problem was that we wanted her to go outside her comfort zone and dress something a little bit less out of the ordinary, which for her is always spectacular. Her
Yes.
ordinary is anybody else's best day. So we're not arguing that. I'm just saying you should have done something more because by the way, you can pull it off. I do
Yeah.
think you can pull it off. And I think she's playing it safe because older women, including myself, we overthink and then the media, the everything we read tells us stay understated, stay
Right.
err on the side of caution, because if not, you're gonna look like una vaca con premio, like a prize steer or whatever, like with lots of things, and you're in the end it's just an old cow.
Right.
Okay, I'm not calling her an old cow. I'm trying
I
to
know.
tell
I know.
you that they say wear less makeup, wear things that are more understated, wear more, you know, earth tones, monotone, whatever colors, all those things. It's great. It's a very classic look, but she's J Lo, so we want to see more from her. That's what I said, and I
Yeah.
reserve the
Yeah.
right to say that about anybody because if not, what are we gonna do with the thing? Ay, qué lindo. Ay, she looks so pretty. Oh, I love her. I
No,
whatever.
of course not. I think it's more of like the feeling of being a part of the system that has to happen for a podcast to like be successful. And I think I'm just looking at that and being like, is that even something worth doing? The comments, by the way, don't fucking bother me. People are saying stupid shit.
Honestly, that it just none of that bothers me. Like, I guess I've had more time to get used to it.
Yeah,
I
for sure
just
you
don't
have.
care.
And it's and you've had it on a different level. For
Yeah.
sure on a different level. I think it's
And
just
I
like,
really like when I tell you, and I'm very honest, I've talked about everything that bothers me, every mental health, whatever. That's one thing that doesn't bother me at all because
mm,
I really do consider the source. And I've learned
mhm.
very, very, many years ago already that it's probably not about me.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
true.
so they're struggling with something and
Nothing is
calling me
about,
whatever makes you feel better about yourself. Okay, well, I hope you work on it because I don't care.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
And so,
it's just
like
it's like
you
Taylor Swift with
you need
J-Lo.
to compartmentalize this in a place where you're entertaining people, you're expressing your opinion, you have opinions, you're funny, you're whatever. You live your life in a very in a way that's very you don't hurt anybody, you on the contrary, your kind of footprint of kindness in this world is very strong. And so you shouldn't feel bad about it. But again,
I think it just is not feeling very aligned anymore. That's what it is. I really feel like I'm going through a big change right now. I feel like I'm growing. I'm feeling growing pains. That's what it
right.
is. Spiritually, emotionally, something is happening in me that I'm like, interesting. Okay. This is feeling different. This is feeling different. So I'm just like in this phase right now where I'm like noticing. That's it. I'm not
And
making any
what
decisions.
I
I'm
mean,
not doing
honestly,
anything.
I do think that you should lean into those things that you
Oh,
like.
yeah.
And you have outside you're very spiritual in a way that a lot of people aren't, but there's probably a lot of people that would want to hear you talk more about that. And I think that's cool. And I think,
That's,
you know, all those things like for
yeah.
me, you know, um you know that I'm doing another podcast. I'm doing another podcast, but I'm doing another podcast. It's going to be announced soon in addition to our podcast, which is different. And it's a podcast where we're just going to be laughing at everybody. It
Yeah.
is the epitome of what you hate, but it is all in jest. And we are going to laugh. at others and at each other and whatever. It's
And
I
people will love it.
and I no, and I love it. Like I love it. Like I cannot stand people that don't have a sense of humor and
That's what's
people that get
important.
easily offended. I can't, So
Yeah.
that's yeah, and it's a completely different thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Yeah.
even compete with this because it's not that. We talk about real stuff and we talk about where, the other thing is just really pure entertainment.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I don't think but I think you're hard on yourself too. And I
I
do think that you're affected by the comments much more than you're saying.
yes,
Because
I
yeah,
am.
because
Well,
if not, you wouldn't care. You don't do anything wrong. You don't hurt anybody. You're a hard worker, you're a great mom, you're all the things.
I know, but I think it does. You're right. It does matter to me a
It
lot
does.
more than I'm putting on.
But it's like Susie from St. Louis has her own issues and she's just
Yes.
attacking you.
But
And
it's not just that. It's I think I this is what's been happening where I am feeling a certain type of way when we do put something out that doesn't feel super in line with who I am, right? And then the comments and the feedback is validating this thing in me. That's
okay,
what's
okay.
going on.
I get that. And I get that with the housewife stuff and whatever and that stuff got really ugly and I am still in a place where, this morning Ken is like there's somebody parked outside the house, there's whatever, like we're worried
Oh
about
my
fallout
god.
from that.
That's
No, but
insane. People
right,
are
but it's
crazy.
it's scary. And so, yeah, I don't like any of that. Done with it, happy to talk
Right.
about what's happening and other stuff, but just not that dark.
Yes. I
But
agree.
you talking about the Met Gala and expressing your opinion like you would with your girlfriends
Yes.
should not that
I
should not be something that you feel bad about putting out.
yes, I agree. I agree.
So I think
I
you need
agree.
to just no, like work on like
I well,
try
it's
to
not
get to the
working.
bottom of it.
It's not working on anything. It's just noticing. I'm in a noticing phase. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just
You have
like
to notice and
feeling
also
into it.
remember that you feel really strongly about something right now and it just doesn't stick. Like you
I
change
know.
your mind a
That's
lot.
why I
Yeah.
think that's why I don't make impulsive decisions anymore. I really feel into the feelings and like it's like, "Oh, I'm noticing this thing. Okay, great. Let's see how that feels for the next couple times." And if that sticks and it doesn't go away or subside, then that's when you're like, I can take action. I don't want to do anything that doesn't feel super clear because then I'll have regret. I need to make decisions when I feel very strongly that like this is it. And I don't feel that way yet. I'm just like, "Oh, I hated that like the response was negative because I didn't like what I said and then that was validated and that sucked. Okay, great. Moving forward, I'll make an adjustment." I don't know. I don't know.
Right, but in this particular case, what did you say that wasn't right? Same shit, different day?
I think it's also like I have the like unique opportunity of recording this podcast and almost like whether it's an hour later or a couple hours later or a day later, I go through it again to like edit or cut out or whatever it is. So to like hear myself back and be like, I don't know, sometimes when you're for the audience, when you're talking with your mom, if you're talking shit with your mom, imagine if that's being recorded and put out in the world. You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty vulnerable thing. And I love when we do that and we're talking about things that are like real and rooted in like our dynamic and in our relationship and who we are and like our personal things. I think when it's like tied to Bravo or celebrity stuff, that's when it starts getting tricky because that's when opinion becomes like, I don't know, like controversial, I guess. People are like, "Oh, I can't believe you fucking said that because blah 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 blah." And it's like, yes, you're right.
Well,
I don't
I
think
honestly
Susie
have
from
always
Ohio.
thought I have always thought that to that we were using social media and those things as a kind of the backdrop to discuss our differing opinions on things.
Yeah.
But we don't really even have to do that if you didn't want to, because we could just decide what are topics that people struggle with and then talk about those things that
Yeah.
were, so I mean there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat,
Yeah. For sure. And maybe
and you
that
need to
is
figure
like
out.
maybe that is a different avenue that we take, that
Yeah,
instead of
like
it
to
being
actually say like, this is, we're going to talk about this, or
well, I
we're going
think
to talk
that's
about that.
why I've always liked the show format of starting with highs and lows because I always think that it got us into stuff that was more interesting because it's like me talking about one low can lead into a conversation about, "Oh, you're actually wrong for thinking that that's a low because blah, blah, blah," whatever it is. It's like
Yeah.
it always makes to me for a more interesting conversation. And
Well,
Jolene
I
have
think
always
today has been about your desire to really want to be liked, you know?
correct.
And
It's
you're
not
that's
about
that's gonna
yeah.
pass. It's
I
gonna
don't think
pass.
it's about being I mean, yes, I
It's
would be
being liked
lying.
and accepted. And the thing is, Beva, that the here's the problem, and here's what you discover later on is that people sometimes don't like you just because they don't like your tattoo or the hair on your forearms that you talked about
Okay.
or the
This
shape
feels
of
like an attack.
right, or whatever, the gray hair that I have come or what I'm wearing today, like, it doesn't matter.
I know.
It's not about you. So it's just it's a very vulnerable place to be if you're going to, your opinion of yourself is going to even in a tiny way hinge on what Susie from St. Louis said on a comment. And so that's something you need to work on regardless because this is how real life is. Everyone has opinions that are going to whatever, and when you don't agree with them, they're gonna just tell you you're an asshole or you're dumb or you're stupid or basic.
Again, I don't think that this has solely to do with being well liked because I would be lying if I said that wasn't a part of it. Sure, I think everybody wants to be liked in some capacity, but it's a little belittling and I don't think you're doing it in an intentional way, but it's a little belittling to say that that's what it is. I'm telling you, I'm going through a growth spurt. There is something happening in me that is feeling like the things that used to not feel or the things that used to feel good doing are now not. They're not.
But you know how much this is tied to you being a mom?
Yes.
100% of it.
Yes, of course.
I know. I'm not
But there's
belittling you. I know where this is
no.
coming from.
I know but it has a lot to do with some
Leading by example.
no. I have a really good relationship with myself. I have a very strong independence from Lola. I am a mom first and foremost, sure, but I am Beba and I feel into who I am beyond being Lola's mom. Truly, I do. I think this is about me going through a change, feeling like I am growing into something else, and that's life, baby. And
I just wonder
that's it.
if our listeners think that you're going through something very often.
So what? Guess what? I don't care.
Oh, there you go.
Much to your
Good for you.
dismay.
I'm happy for you that you
No,
don't care, but
but
like you
like
two are going.
genuinely don't care what other people think about what I'm going through or what if I do it. I don't care. I feel so good in who I am and I feel so proud. I'm serious. I feel so proud that I'm like
I am
constantly
too. I'm just telling you, you're
growing
going all over the place with this.
because that's life, baby. People change. As
I'm
Taylor
so
Swift
glad you
said,
didn't became you
people
didn't
are
become a
people
lawyer.
and sometimes we change our minds. Like
Okay, well,
that
good.
is
I'm
fucking
just telling
life.
you, this is what I'm telling you. I embrace and support all the versions of you that you want to embrace and
Great.
love and maybe reject, whatever you're doing. I do know that you do lead by example. I think you know what to say,
Yeah.
to Lola, and at some point you're gonna have to sit her down and say, by the way, Lola, everyone's an asshole. Everyone's gonna say that you this and you that, and they're gonna criticize you, and it doesn't have anything to do with you because you're wonderful and don't let anybody steal your joy. And we're gonna be back here, with grandma issues. Yeah. I just seriously. Yeah, I think you think too much and you're too hard on yourself, but honestly, like I
I
did
think
that
so
too.
too. Yeah.
There is this great part about getting older, man. It is really the best part about it.
You just don't give a shit anymore.
You give a shit about what matters,
Yeah.
and you realize that 99% of the things that you worried about never came to pass and that time is gone and you can never get it back and it's there and it didn't happen.
But I don't know if I'm like worrying about anything. I think I'm just making sure that what I'm doing in my life feels good. Like
Right.
that's my
But you're on
focus.
an altruism streak, which I get. And I feel like it's fine. You want to do the right thing and you want to feel like you're doing the right thing for you, for your daughter, for the world, to be a
I
good citizen of the planet. Like,
mm,
it's a lot.
I don't think that's it. I think I just am this is gonna sound
Please, I
so
can't.
insane.
Yeah,
I
it's I'm
think
just being me.
no, I
I'm just
literally
Eva.
I am just who I am.
I am who I am, what I am, and what I am needs no excuses.
Chase
I
is gonna be mad
feel
that you're
really
singing.
sick. Huh?
Chase is gonna be mad that you're singing.
Oh, Chase, I'm sorry, and I can't sing at all, as you can tell. Like, I cannot. I am tone deaf in
You are
every.
tone deaf. That is fact. I
Okay, well,
think
anyway,
I am
you know,
just being who I am, and who I am is what I am.
and what I am is what, um,
I don't know.
Eva, go, do you, be you,
I
whatever.
am.
No jodas más, though.
What do you mean, no, hold on? We're talking. I'm just talking. I'm talking my shit, girl. I'm
but you've
saying my
said
truth.
nothing.
I said everything.
You've gone in circles, and really, really, you've done nothing. You've said nothing.
Again, because I said I'm not clear on anything. I'm very like, I don't know what's going on. So that's why I've said nothing, because
Thank
I
you
don't
for
really
wasting.
know what the fuck is going on either.
Thank you for wasting our time.
You're so welcome. Guys, make sure to review this episode. They're like, they really don't talk about anything. Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's but hey, listen, Seinfeld did it for many years, so
that's true. And we
no,
are the
listen, guys,
Latina Seinfeld. We're Seinfelda.
I think that that it just talk about whatever you want to talk about, and I talk about whatever, and you don't need to feel bad about the things I say, and I won't feel good about the things that you want to feel so good about. Like, I won't take credit for being good. I'll be the bad one. I don't care. Can
I
you
know you
can
don't
we
care.
have this conversation though? How did you feel when you saw those women in Congress? How did you feel?
Um, not great. Not
Right.
great. But it's also like, I think we hold Congress to like this standard. And it's like, these are real people who
No,
are like
no,
monsters and like
no.
they're just being human and being
Eva,
like,
this was a male female thing. There is no man that would behave that way and say lashes and fat tubby this and
okay, now you're being misogynistic. You're acting as if men hold like would never do this
they
and
don't
women
didn't do
would.
that. Listen, this is my whole thing. It's super misogynistic what
It's
I'm saying.
not women. It's that woman who threw the first punch who said something about the lashes. And of course, as a person, not even as a woman,
No,
you're going to retaliate and be like,
not like that.
fuck you, you blonde bitch.
See, I wouldn't have. I would have just stayed on course and
Oh,
behaved like the congresswoman that I am. Am not, but am
so
in this
you
area.
think the other person is at fault for responding in a negative by
They're all
retaliating?
they're all at fault. They all made an embarrassing estra estrogen, uh, you know, fueled
It's not.
nonsense that conversations that should never be had in Congress anywhere. And what I'm saying is we fight so hard to be equal. We fight so hard to be considered as good as the next person. And then we behave like this. And what do you think those guys are saying? Saying these chicks, you know?
Oh
They're
God.
somebody's on the
Mm.
rag or somebody's whatever
Oh
or somebody.
my God.
Absolutely, they're saying it. I'm not saying that it's right, Beva. I'm saying that that behavior fuels a lot of the discrimination that there is still with women and the fact that we have not broken through the glass ceiling.
Yeah,
We
no,
haven't.
but then but we're at a
We were doing great. And
no, we weren't.
then we
You
were doing
understand
better.
that all of our rights have been stripped in many, many, many
So
states.
absolutely. And
So
so
no,
what about
no
this?
doing no, we're doing great. We're not doing great. We're actually
No,
doing
Beva, I'm
very,
talking about.
very, very bad.
Well, you're
Almost
just
worse than
talking
we
about
were
Roe.
a
You're
while
talking
ago.
about Roe versus Wade. I'm not
I
talking about that.
yeah,
I'm talking about
but
women.
hold on. No, let me talk. For you to say that men are saying, "Oh, she must be on the rag because she made a
Not only men,
hold
other
on,
women like me.
because she right, anti-feminist woman like you." The
I'm
men
not
say
anti-feminist. I am
men
pro
and
the right.
anti-feminist women saying Oh, wow, she must be on the rag. Oh, this is setting us back 100 years. Oh, we wanted a seat at the table, but you're talking about appearances. If talking about appearances and like tearing women down because of their physical beauty or whatever means that we are set back 100 years, that's anti-feminist. That's misogynistic. That's insane. That's insane. Just because we
But
are
we don't
women.
talk about people's appearances. Apparently, this is something new that nobody ever does. We don't talk about anybody's appearances. That's not me. I will talk about everybody's
So
appearances.
then if we're all human and Congress is not held to this like high
Yeah, they
standard
are.
because
They are. Of course they
that's
are. Oh,
insane to me.
you want a Supreme Court justice to go and like do Beba, there is something called decorum, and
For
there's a
sure.
time and a place for everything. We could say whatever the hell we want on this podcast. We can't say it during a whatever. Like if we're in front of Congress or in front of the Supreme Court or I'm speaking at a TED Talk. It does not matter.
I
There
agree
is
about the
a time and place
decorum.
for everything.
I totally agree. I'm just saying that the idea that we're set back or that now,
Yeah.
they're on the rag or this and that because somebody
Just set
tore
on the rack
somebody.
just to give you a thing, which is what stupid men say.
I know.
We're just giving them a reason to say that stuff. More of a reason. It's just
And what
very
I'm saying is that the idea that it's giving them more of a reason because they said one little thing about physical appearances
did
is
you hear the whole
misogynistic in
thing?
nature. Yes, I did.
They said a lot of things. They said a lot of things and they even asked something to like the and the guy goes, "I'm sorry, I don't even understand what you're saying." They don't even understand
They
what they're
do.
saying.
They're fucking
No, they didn't. They
please.
didn't because she was trying to
Please.
be they were real housewives in Congress. That's what it was.
It is the Real Housewives in Congress.
And it's
Cold
horrible.
this will be the cold open on SNL on Saturday, by the
Oh
way.
my God, of course
Gotta
this is
be.
gonna be the
I
cold
hope
open.
it is. And
Oh,
I
no,
hope
no,
they
100% it will be, and it's gonna be there, but it does set us back, and whoever says it doesn't set us back, I'm sorry.
I don't think
It sets
it's
us back. It makes us look vapid and ridiculous, and
I think it unfortunately
hysterical.
sets us back because we live in the society that we live in today.
Okay, Bella,
No,
okay.
I'm
You
serious.
just wanna be against what I'm saying.
I'm not.
I
I
don't know
genuinely
any
believe this.
woman
I
I
hated
haven't
that
even
you posted that. I hated that you posted that. I'm not trying to go against what you're saying. I genuinely was like, I hate that this is now going to be a fucking conversation because two women were like commenting on each other's like physical appearances, and now this is quote
there
unquote
was 3
setting us
women.
back.
There was
That's
3 women. You should listen to the whole
yes,
thing.
I know AOC was involved too, and she like was like, this is insane. But I'm
Baby
just
girl, baby girl.
yeah, baby girl her.
She should have left out the baby girl.
Why?
Because you don't say that.
But you can say something about the woman's lashes getting in the
No!
interfering, and then
Are
she
you
can't
not
say, "A baby
understanding?
girl." No, you can't
All of
say
it is
that.
bad. The second
Right.
she said the lashes, she
That was
went
bad.
low.
But then
She
why are
went
you
low
focusing on baby girl? Then why are you focusing on the baby girl of it?
because I expected the lashes from the other one and not from, a
AOC.
no, I didn't expect that. I thought that she would be so horrified by this, and she talked about, you know, whatever, talking about women's appearances and all this stuff, which I don't really agree, but I guess in Congress you shouldn't do that. Um, and but then she took it too far. Like it came out of her this thing, this I just don't like it. Like listen, usually the vitriol that you hear in Congress is when people feel really strongly about something and they're sharing their position. This is about lashes and baby girl and fat butch bodies. What are we talking about? This is
What are we talking about? I
it's
agree.
embarrassing.
I think it was just like the second I saw the clip, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be like the thing.
I haven't even heard anybody talking about it.
It's all over my Instagram.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's just such a bummer. It's such a bummer. It really is. Because I don't disagree that it's like making it so that people are now going to hyperfixate on this, on these like women in Congress. It's going to be this whole thing. And it's like, we are just as women held to such a high standard, but we live in a society where we have to have our makeup done. We have to have our hair done. We have to have nails. We have to have lashes because if not, men won't accept us. And then
That's
it's
not
like,
true. There are many women
God
in
forbid
Congress.
somebody says something about that. Now it's like, oh my God, that's so crazy. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. It's like, shut the fuck up. Yes, you do, because you created the fucking system in which we live in.
I think I can give you many examples. Glenda, for example, highly regarded in her career, top of the food chain in banking and the most powerful Latina banker. in the world or something, or the country. No lashes, no hair extensions, no fake tan, no makeup really, no nothing. People just respect her.
Yeah.
What about that? You know? And I haven't talked to her about this, but I'm pretty sure she's mortified about it. She has a right to be, because sometimes she probably wants to, in front of the whole board of the bank, say, fuck you and you're whatever and your stupid lashes and you're a fat slob with a beer belly, but she doesn't. She thinks
Decorum.
those things on the inside.
I think you're right about decorum. I think decorum is a very big part of all of this. And I think when you're in a certain setting that has to be implemented. Decorum is important. I think it's just like, I don't know. We're not, it's not fair. It's not equal or fair, and we're treated in a different way. And that's it.
Then who? If a man would have done this and say, hey, you've got a tiny pecker, and it's like, oh, your ex-wife told me that you couldn't get it up, we would be just as mortified, and that would be criticized and
But not
embarrassing.
as much as this.
No, as much, as much. I'm just pissed that these women had to do this. It pisses me off because it does set us back. I don't want for this I don't want that to be on Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean? Like, I do, it's
No,
funny,
neither do I.
but I don't want that because it's just it just makes a mockery out of a whole gender that has been trying for a long time to get to that place, to sit in Congress. Women haven't been in Congress that long. When I think back of when I went to law school, there are more women in law school now than men. When I was there, it was 20% women
That's
and like
crazy.
2 Latinas in the whole thing. So yeah, we've come a long way, baby. I don't want you to fuck it up in
Baby
Congress by
girl.
bringing out like stupid shit like that. It's mortifying to me. That's all.
I
I'm just
think all I want is for your the narrative in your mind to change, instead of it being like, yeah, I think this sets us back, to you being like, I hate that people are going to think that this sets us back. That's it. That's just like it's because it's not. It
I
shouldn't. It should
right,
not set us
right. Well,
back.
honestly, I that's not what I meant. So when they take it sets us back, period. It's not that people are going to think. It is a fact. It sets us back because
Of the
people think
society we live
it
in.
sets us back because what we saw was embarrassing and not consistent with the behavior of people in of that caliber, of that level of education,
Right,
of
right.
that whatever they made. So you expect that behavior from women on a reality show. That's fine. But these women, most a lot of them, most of all of them are college educated. Many of them have postgraduate degrees, have worked their whole life to get there, have made very, very, what do you call it, articulate speeches to get them to where they're sitting now. And you're just going to throw out the baby with the bathwater because somebody triggered you by saying something about lashes? Let her go. She's a lunatic. Leave
She's a
her, let
lunatic.
her do her thing.
We're
You
just
know
in
what I
a
mean?
weird
Like, this
time.
is what I'm saying. Like, they fell for it. Like, it
Right.
she didn't make herself look bad. Her base loved her. They loved that she did that. They're going to have t-shirts saying something about your lashes. It's the other people that are disappointed on in their side. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it all sucks. It's all sucks. It all sucks, I mean.
Election years are hard.
Huh?
Election years are hard. We're triggered and we have to lash out. This is a tough year, man. But we're getting through it with new music.
New music. These are the things that
Dua
matter.
Lipa, Billie Eilish, Bleachers just released new music, in addition to Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Casey Musgraves. That's 7 girlies.
There you
One
go.
Bleachers I consider girly, just
There you are.
so
They're not
everybody knows.
embarrassing us. They're making us proud. Good for them.
They're adding some brevity to it all, you know? Okay, baby girl. What an episode. We got into no celeb news, which I'm actually pretty happy about. Here are the things I was going to talk about. One, which no. By the way, we don't have to comment on anything.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to have you do. Give me one word to of your opinion for
Oh, I
each
tried
thing.
that already, but go ahead.
Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton are going back to reality TV. What's one word?
Iconic.
Excited. Okay. The Victoria's Secret fashion show is back this fall. One word.
happy about it? Guess. I don't know.
Um, my word is toxic.
Toxic. Remember, self-loathing.
Yeah. Video footage of I don't know if you've seen this. Video footage of P. Diddy beating Cassie, his ex-wife. Guys, if you haven't watched this, if you have any just trigger warning. Like
Yeah, it is.
it
It's
is one of the most
triggering.
disturbing videos I've seen in a really long time of like a man. It's almost like mindless how he hits her. As if which makes it even worse, obviously, because it's like, oh yeah, this is just part of his like dynamic with his wife. He just like beat the shit out of her
You know,
in public.
it's just really sad because I believe that there's a lot of women that live that way.
I think so too. And it was like, it was just clear she was like trying to leave while he was taking a shower. He came out in his towel and just like literally dragged her by her arm
Who
back
did
to the
who recorded this?
it was hotel video footage. Which thank God, because it's probably gonna thing that puts it's gonna be the thing that puts him in jail
Yeah.
because it's clear evidence of like this
Yeah.
man is abusive. Period. End of story. Moving on.
And makes him look guilty for everything else he's done because you know how that is.
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
think of
mean,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
So one word.
Tragic. Tragic.
Tragic. I think that's a good word. Okay. Well, what
That's
an
it? Those are the
episode.
things we're gonna talk about?
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I mean, listen, you don't watch Vanderpump Rules, which is crazy because the reunion part one came out and like so much is happening. And you don't watch.
I'm watching Jersey. I'm watching New
No,
Jersey.
I'm watching Jersey too, but I think I'm done. 2 episodes in, and I don't think I'm going to watch it
Really,
anymore.
I like it so much, but I was just honestly,
So bored.
you're bored?
I was watching it because I was like begrudgingly watching it, like, "Ugh, I think we're going to have to talk about it." And then I watched it and I didn't write anything down because I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, the only thing I wrote down was dinner with Melissa's side of the family was really nice. I was like, this
Yeah.
is such
Yeah.
a departure
And
from
and
the
and
Teresa.
and Teresa, I don't know her face. This is the first time that I've ever noticed something really bad. She was, I guess it was maybe in a conversation with the Fesser woman,
Yeah. Who,
Jen
by the
Fesser.
way, looks incredible.
She looks incredible, but
Incredible.
Teresa had like those. It was just, I don't know why. I don't understand.
I also saw in like the Super Tease trailer that they dropped that like Louis was like spending her money and she was like visibly upset. That was the first time I've ever seen her upset with Louis. And I was like, interesting. That's interesting to me. Maybe
That
I
is
will keep
interesting,
watching.
and
I just
that's
like,
just.
I
I
don't know,
mean, look, I
too
don't. You
much
don't
good
have to
TV.
be a psychic to predict what's going to happen there. It's really bad, and she. This is why I feel sorry for her. You know, I do feel sorry for her. I understand that she has that thing, but I feel sorry for her because she's really gullible. She's really gullible, and she still believes, like, and you
She
know what?
just
Say what
believes
you
in
want about
love.
Teresa, but she's a good mother. She is a
Yeah.
good mom. Her girls have turned out really well. They've all gone, with all her stuff, her kids have always been a real priority for her.
They're resilient. I'll tell you that. They're
Yeah.
very resilient.
Yeah.
And she is a good mom. I think she just like I mean, yes, gullible, but I think she just believes in love so deeply and just wants somebody to love her more than anything in the world. And like if somebody showed her a
And
little bit
she
of
takes
that,
things at first as face value. She just
right?
assumes, like, "Oh, you're
Because
showing me whatever. You're nice to my daughters. Okay, here's everything I own."
yeah, which is like
And
a nice thought, but you can't, unfortunately, people are not trustworthy enough to give them everything you have. They're not. You have
no,
to really, you really have to hold your cards close to your chest in the beginning. Like
in the
you've
beginning,
been
and
with
then
this man for 2 minutes, for 2 minutes.
yeah, there's been a lot there. It's just, but we'll see. I am interested in watching that, and also OC. I think is going to be.
Oh, I can't wait for OC. I mean, I
Yeah.
love OC. I love OC and New York. I'm excited for. What's the necklace that you're wearing? The pearl necklace that you're wearing?
They're, I don't know, they're just pearls.
Yeah, but where is it from? Is that from Madewell? Because I think I have the same one.
Oh, no, no, no. No, they're real.
Okay, well,
No, but I'm saying like they're just real. They're like like mini Baroque.
they're so cute.
Yeah.
I just like
And
the
this is actually
necklace.
my
Is that
Ken.
what I gave you?
No, this is the one Ken gave me
Is
for
that a
Mother's Day.
locket
Yeah.
with Lola in there?
It's not in there yet.
Oh,
I just got it for Mother's Day.
okay, but let's be clear. I sent you a locket with a
I
photo of
know.
Lola.
I know, but
Somehow you're wearing Ken's version.
I'm gonna put the picture in here, and then I'm gonna the other picture. It's gonna be just me and Lola.
It's funny that everybody gives you a locket.
I know.
They're like, you're 60, right? You're gonna
Yeah,
love a locket.
I've always liked lockets.
I know, I do too. I weirdly
Yeah.
love locket. Marie McGrath, shout out. When we were in high school, had a locket, and I put a photo of me and my then boyfriend at the time in the locket, and she like found it recently. She's like, the photo is still in there. Because she was like, I don't know what to put in the locket. I was like, put a picture of me and my boyfriend. Hello.
Ugh, not even talk about that guy.
Yeah,
Please.
we don't talk about Bruno.
Bane of my existence.
Okay, guys, what a weird episode, but honestly, good?
Yeah.
Question mark? Let us know in a review and a comment on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues the Pod, at Beba_Rada, Anna Cooks QOOKS. And that's it. That's everything.
That's everything. And stay tuned for Beva's new podcast where she discusses all her mystical journeys and her daughter, who's actually a medium.
She is a medium. There's a
Baby
ghost
medium
named Nini in here. I don't
Yeah.
know. Seems
Nini.
friendly. I'll leave you with this. I am doing ketamine therapy soon. Okay, bye guys.
Wait, don't do that.
I love
People
you.
have died.
Bye.
Beba, read about it. Don't do that to me.